Shalom Israel. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations to your sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, and look, if you don't see the truth, man, if you don't see that the game is rigged, if you don't see that these things are rigged for you to lose and to be herded in and controlled and just treated like a servant, then you really ain't looking hard, right? And in recent news, the biggest credit union in the United States, I'm gonna let us speak. I'm gonna let one of them talk, or what appears to be one of them.
Has some explaining to do. They rejected more than half of their black conventional mortgage applicants, but approved more than 77% of their white applicants. They now have the widest disparity in mortgage approval rates between white and black borrowers of any major lender. If you don't know the significance of Navy Federal Credit Union, they lend to military service members and veterans.
So they're supposed to be for military service people and veterans. People who actually served. The scriptures talk about a soldier that's in poverty, man. That's a shameful thing. Excuse the knocking in the background, but that's the state that we're in, man. Where a lot of these soldiers are homeless. That's why when this shit hits the fan, it's gonna be a lot of shit jumping off. A lot of these homeless people you speak to, they were in the service. They're veterans, and they go to Esau for loans. They go to Esau, to try to have something, right? But then it tells you, man, the borrower is subject to the lender. You become a servant basically when you borrow from somebody, right? To an extent. That's why one of the blessings was, you will lend to the enemies and they will not lend to thee. All right, because you in a position where you could do that. And that's primarily what Amalek did, man. They jump into a lot of those lending lanes, those 30-year mortgages, 25-year mortgages. All right, and then certain shit, they can get is backed by the government, so it's guaranteed money. All right, even those Sallie Mae college loans, which you can't wipe that off your credit. This has become big business, man. The thick clay. This thick Ibatya, this debt. That's all this system is based on, debt. Knowing how to transfer debt, and then having this card, and I transfer to that one, and I pay on this one. Now I'm paying that one off, and then this one has a better interest rate. So But Jake still don't get it, because this was the play now. Oh, come up with a federal credit union account, and then they'll approve you for this, and
The disparity remains even among white and black applicants who had similar incomes and debt-to-income ratios. Notably, Navy Federal approved a slightly higher percentage of applications from white borrowers making less than $62,000 a year than it did of black borrowers making $140,000 a year or more. A deeper statistical...
So Esau making half as much, getting more loans than Jake making double. Yeah, this ain't your rest, man.
Analysis performed by CNN found that black applicants to Navy Federal were more than twice as likely to be denied as white applicants, even when more than a dozen different variables, including income, debt-to-income ratio, property value, down payment percentage, and neighborhood characteristics were the same. Navy Federal has said this analysis is unfair because they didn't take into account credit scores and debt-to-income ratios among some other factors. But
shit that really shouldn't matter. All right, which credit score, credit score does matter for lending and shit, but to these Edomites it don't matter. They lend to who they want to. At the end of the day, they could do that. People behind the scenes, they lend to who they want to. You have a certain relationship with them, then they'll do that. Right? And no, they're not going to open up and let you see their books. No, there's nothing that you can do about it. They're gonna lend to who they will, man. This is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed. It's like they're gonna send hundreds of millions off to this country, hundreds of millions of that country to try to support them, right? As buffers and barriers for them challenging against the beast, which all of that is gonna come to naught. Right? These other nations they're gonna rise up. They're gonna hate the whore. They're gonna burn the whore with fire that sits on this beast. Right? This place, Babylon. It says, but this people, Isaiah 42 and 22. This is a people robbed and spoiled. Right? They've robbed us, man, over and over and over again. Be like, to the point, be like, damn, man, Jake not seeing this shit. How many times they gotta steal from you? How many times? Which, again, somebody doesn't have to give you a loan, but the scriptures do say, lend to thy brother. All right, it says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth. For a spoil, and none saith restore. All right, Jake trying to reparations. They're not gonna get reparations. All right, a lot of these niggas behind the scenes who sold out, they know that, and they just play off of that. Oh yeah, we'll help you get that. All right, the scriptures say what? None shall redeem them. It's nobody who's gonna buy us out, buy us back. All right, all we can do is phone a friend, basically use a lifeline. Which is Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. It says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and come and hear, who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. And that's exactly why. That's why we're in this boat, why we're in this position. All right? Deuteronomy 23:19, because it tells you, thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Usury is interest. All right, so if we're really brothers, which we understand that we're not, and they understand that we're not, you wouldn't give us, there wouldn't be interest on, you guys claim you follow the Torah. Right? Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy power may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess it. Right? And that's the status for us, man. Strangers. All right, Deuteronomy 24:10. When thou dost lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch the pledge. If you don't pay that mortgage, if you don't pay taxes, fuck going in your house, they're going to take your house. Okay? You don't pay that car note, they're going to take your car. You don't pay this, it's going to get taken. It's going to get impounded. All right? They're going to put the lock on the door. All right, there is no jubilee. There is no freedom here. This is the prison, man. All right, and this is a curse. Deuteronomy 28:44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. You're not lending to no Amalekites. Okay, I've never. Maybe it could happen, but I've never seen it myself. Never. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Versus the blessing in verse 12. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. All right, so you being good. And that's another reason why, we're in the position where we're in, man, because ultimately the Lord has our basket full of holes. All right, you can't get too comfortable here. This ain't a place for comfortable. This ain't a place for rest. This ain't a place to kick your feet up. All right, and it's constantly like that, man. we constantly, are on edge. We constantly go through situations and then call on the Lord. And the Lord, how many times has it happened to me? I call, I need this, Lord, and the Lord will come through, right? And it's like that for a reason, all right? But it's ultimately the scriptures, man. It says, "What, labor not to be rich," because in this place you're not gonna be rich anyway. It's a few. Well, let me say it like this: you could be rich, but there's certain things that you got to do to get in those circles and stay in those circles. All right. But Lord willing, I'm gonna leave it there, man. Because that was a big one for the Navy Federal. That's the biggest credit union. Like I said, for all the veterans, for all the soldiers. You have a lot of Jakes who actually joined the military just for, they want the degree, or they want, like I said, that loan. All right, just for that particular reason, they'll risk their life. All right. And we risk our life for the Lord, who gives us benefits daily, who has things laid up for us that no man can touch. Lord willing is edifying. Shalom.